everybody. This is Joseph Blau Brewer here with ESFIworld.com, and I'm here with Team Dignitas BlinG. BlinG, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I just lost a few games ago, but I'm okay other than that. I'm having a good time, so yeah.
All right. Well, so we're here at MLG Spring Championship in Anaheim, California, where you started in Open Winners Round 4. How were you feeling once the bracket was generated and you saw the players that you had to potentially face against?
At first I was, I don't know, kind of anxious, I guess, because the Muslim was in my bracket and I play him in the WCS finals at the end of this month, and I didn't really want to play him. So I was kind of, I don't know, I had mixed emotions about that. Like, I know I could beat him, but, I didn't want to play him. But I had QXC and Oz, and that was kind of okay for me. Like, Oz was probably one of the Koreans that I would have preferred to get, because obviously I've got a better chance in PvP because it's a random matchup. And yeah, so he was one of the Koreans that I would have preferred to get, and I did. So yeah, I was kind of happy about that. And obviously QXC, I managed to beat him. So overall, I was pretty satisfied with the players that I got.
Yeah. Well, did you think you were going to end up playing against a Muslim in Open Winners Round 4? Like, were you playing for him the entire time before the round where you found out you were going to play QXC?
Yeah, I mean, like, I was getting in the mind frame, like, I know how the Muslim plays, and I was like, thinking of what to do. And yeah, I was actually properly preparing myself to play him. So when he told me that he lost in round 2, I was quite surprised. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
Well, you ended up facing off against QXC, defeating him 2-0. Did those games basically go as you expected? A little bit easier, maybe a little bit harder?
Yeah, they went pretty straightforward. I mean, game 1, I had a really big advantage without really doing anything. Just seemed like my mechanics, or my build, I guess. Yeah, my build. I don't want to be cocky. Yeah. My build was better than his, I guess, and I managed to get really far ahead in upgrades. But he actually caught me out of position in the middle of the map and managed to snipe my third on Cloud Kingdom. And then I had to defend it. I lost all my workers, and it was actually like a really scrappy game after that. And I was quite surprised that I actually won that game because I didn't expect to. Game 2 was more straightforward, and I kind of took that more convincingly, I guess. So I was happy with how I played overall.
PvT seems to be a pretty good matchup for you. What is it with PvT that makes you play so well? Do you just feel comfortable with the matchup in general, or your mechanics with it?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've always liked it ever since the start of my play, really. I mean, everyone's kind of always said how they think PvT is my strongest matchup, even when I didn't really think it. So then when I kind of focused on it more, it seemed to just, get stronger. And yeah, I enjoy it the most as well. I mean, it seems like the most balanced matchup to me. So when I practice, obviously, it's more enjoyable, whereas PvP is random and PvZ is just really tough. So yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Well, you ended up facing off against Oz today earlier. You fell to him 2-1, where at one point you had been down 0-1, then you tied it back up at 1-1. Can you tell me what happened game 3?
In game 3, he changed his build. He did the same build in game 1 and 2. So game 3, when I scouted, he only took 1 gas, and he had quite a lot of chrono boost. I knew he was doing 3 gate or 4 gate, so I changed my build a bit, but I forgot to build a pylon, so it kind of messed up the timing of my sentry when it came out, or my second stalker rather. So we had a little engagement in the middle of the map. I came out on top. I killed his zealot and stalker for free. I took damage on my units, but I didn't lose any. But while that was going on, he put a pylon in my base, which I didn't actually see, and he managed to warp in a round of units. And that did quite a lot of damage. And when I actually countered him, just to see if he had an expansion or what was he following up with, I should have put 1 stalker next to his ramp just to see what was shooting down at me, which is kind of normal. But I actually put 3. I don't know why. And then he had 4 sentries and force field around all of them and killed all of them for free. And then kind of like I was really far behind after that. So when he actually attacked me, I just didn't have I didn't have enough units to kind of stop it. So. Yeah.
Well, how did you feel mentally after such a close series? I mean, Oz is pretty much arguably one of the best Protosses out of Korea. Does that make you feel good? At least you can have really close games to him, if not beat him. Like, how does that make you feel going into the losers bracket?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps taking a game with him and kind of having a close series, but it's also disappointing. Like, I've kind of gotten to the point where it doesn't really matter about the player. Yeah. It just kind of matters about the race to me. So I kind of play the race rather than the player. And I think, it depends how you play, but obviously if you play, flawlessly, then you're going to beat anyone, so it shouldn't really matter in that regard. But I think I guess it has given me a bit of confidence, because obviously if I play Killer, I know that Oz is probably a bit better than Killer, so if I end up playing him, it should help out in that respect. So yeah.
Right. Well, you're obviously still in the tournament. You're in losers bracket round 9. What do you think you can do differently to make sure that you make it into the championship bracket?
I'm not sure. I'm just going to try and focus as much as I can and not do the silly little mistakes that I did. Like, there wasn't really too much flaws in my actual gameplay, like my build orders and stuff like that. It was just the little mistakes, like execution-wise. I didn't execute them as well as I could have. So I'm just going to try and really focus on that and make sure I do them as perfect as I can. So I think that's probably the main thing.
Well, let's just talk about the tournament overall. How do you feel so far about just all the Brood War players being here, Heart of the Swarm being playable, all your fans being here asking for autographs? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's always fun. Like, fans are like the best ever. It's always, gives you a warm feeling when, people come up to you and want to take pictures and, shake your hand and stuff. So, yeah, that's really great. I haven't actually seen any of the Brood War players yet. I don't know if they're here today, but I know they was here yesterday, but I didn't actually catch them. But yeah, Heart of the Swarm's fun. I haven't played it, but I've been looking at the VODs and stuff, and it looks pretty crazy right now, but I guess that's how it's got to be in the beta phase. But yeah, everything's always really good as usual. MLG is always a lot of fun, so I'm enjoying myself.
We can go ahead and take this time to give any shout outs to your team, where we can follow you at and keep up with you.
Yeah, shout out to Team Dignitas, of course, all the sponsors. Cynical Brit, who personally sponsors me also. Big shout out to him. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Dignitas BlinG. And I got a Facebook fan page now, my mum made for me, Dignitas BlinG also. So you can like me on there, whatever you do on there. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.